deep thoughts on the cost of living crisis.
If you're making 120K, you're not poor. You're balling the fuck out. If you're making 120K, you're not poor. You're balling the fuck out. Not in California. Hey, dude, well, not in Chicago. Hey, man, not in New York. Move! Move! Get a new fucking place! Stop living in shitty fucking places! Complaining about the fucking rent and the fucking.
That's an insane take. I make only 900K in California and that barely covers my expenses. Had to get my Lambo's windshield replaced, made a dent. No one will get mad at XQC for this take, by the way, except for like Twitter leftists and shit. Because like literally, if you come across like out of touch as a rich guy, but from a right-wing point of view, no one gives a fuck. People will still glaze you up and say, yeah, no, I feel that way too. Just straight up. And I don't want people to get mad at him anyway, but like, XQ moves every month, so he thinks it's all right. Yeah, yeah. This motherfucker thinks everyone has the capacity to move like he does, bro. How do they make money if they move, lol? $120K is plenty to live in Cali. Just admit you can't manage your money properly. Okay, $120,000 is livable wages in probably every city, by the way. That is true. Like, that's not even a joke. Unless you have like a whole family. Maybe not like Silicon Valley, but or DC. But like, I was making shit work with like 65K. Okay, I was making shit work with like 65K in LA, you know, fucking however, 5-6 years ago now, right? However, I was not comfortable, okay? Like I was not like, oh man, I can have like amenities, you know what I mean? Like that's before tax, 65K before tax. So I was not like I wasn't like thinking, oh my God, how am I going to budget out my fucking manager's special chicken like I had to when I was making 35K, right? And, you know, when you're making 65K and you got a bunch of fucking, you got a couple other people living with you, you can, you know, when you share your living space in Los Angeles, you can make it work. Depending on what your goals are, depending on what you want. But like 120K in Los Angeles for one person, you're doing all right. You're definitely no longer, in my opinion, you're definitely no longer fearful of survival in the same way. You might not be able to like put aside a lot of money for your future, but you certainly can, you know, you can pay your rent, you can, you know, go out on the weekends, stuff like that. I'm not speaking about San Francisco because I'm not entirely certain about the San Francisco housing market. From what I understand, it's really bad. I've lived off of 20K. Bitch, me too. But like, that is unimaginably no money, okay? That's nothing. Listen, I'm telling you, no. That is like not the expectation, okay? As someone who made $21,000 his first year of working at the Young Turks in California, if I didn't have my living squared away by a second job that I got, okay, that would be impossible to survive. I would die. It's unlivable, okay? That's not living at that point. You're surviving, and barely. And anyone that fucking says that that's not the case in Los Angeles is lying to you, okay? As someone who lived it, I'm telling you right now, I had to get another fucking job, and that job covered my living expenses, and it was still incredibly hard. So yeah, when you're making 20 grand a year in Los Angeles, you're not living, you're barely surviving. Okay? Once I got to 35K, I was again like, then I was living, but then I also had I moved into a different apartment with with a roommate. And in that circumstance, it was like still not very manageable, okay? Not manageable at all. Only when I got up to like around the 60s, when I got to like 65, that's when I got to 65, that's when I was like still worried about finances, obviously, but not to the same degree. You know what I mean? I started having to worry less about shit, but you know, after that, it's over. I make 20K a year and make it work, laughs and finish. Bitch, are you kidding me? Do never compare American cost of living to like other countries with social safety nets, okay? That is not like people in the UK be like, what you mean, lad? 20K, 20 quid, it's a good deal. Lots of proper blokes get fucking that kind of money and live on it. We have council housing. We've got healthcare covered for. It's like we don't have any of that shit, you know? Like you can't. Your fucking healthcare is tied to your job and shit. Don't do it. No, I moved from Finnish to the UK because, you know, in countries where there are better social safety nets, yes, you can survive and live actually comfortably with way, way lower wages. Anyway, it just sucks. It sucks everywhere. But 120K, I would say, for, you know, a couple years ago, I think 120K in Los Angeles, you're fine. You're definitely good. You're in a good position. I don't know what the rental market looks like now because I'm a homeowner, you know, sick flex. But I would assume it's not. I would assume it's harder to live off of, but it's still like you're fine. There's no way. Can't speak for DC, can't speak for San Francisco. Can kind of speak for New York. I think 120K is good. People who moved from San Francisco to a small city after the pandemic hit, had it made. Yeah. I don't get it. Is it the renting price that makes it so expensive? Yes. What do you mean? Renting is awful. Landlords are fucking unhinged, man. They're genuinely, truly a burden to society. Yes. Renting fucks you, okay? 100%.